Recording started.
This is going to be AP Environmental Science, case study number 9, resolution by Corey Harlow. So first let's talk about what case study number 9 is. It's called open dumping. It's all about the problems that come about from open dumping and how it affects the environment. It proposes resolutions on how to better open dump in ways that we can better secure our environment. So first let's talk about solid waste. In natural systems, there is no such thing as solid waste, as everything is either run through a natural cycle or is reused. Solid waste is just a human concept used to describe those things that we see as either useless or worthless. So, what is the actual problem here in this case study? How to properly dispose of the solid waste. In 1965, there was a Solid Disposal Act, which put regulations on the amount of trash being dumped and burned. Garbage, another term we need to know for this particular case study, is solid waste that comes from the production and consumption of food. Now let's move on to the different types of waste. There's solid waste and hazardous waste. There's two types of solid waste. Non-municipal solid waste, which is discarded solid material from industry, mining, and agriculture, oil, and gas production. This makes up 99% of the total waste in the United States. Then there's municipal solid waste, I got it right that time, which is made up of discarded solid materials from residents, buildings, and businesses. This only makes up 1% of the total waste in the United States. Now there's three types of hazardous waste, and hazardous waste means it's toxic. There's carcinogenic, which causes cancers. There's mutagenic, which causes DNA mutations, and then there's teratogenic, which causes birth defects to occur. Now there's two ways to dispose of waste. You can either take it to a landfill or an incineration plant. So there's two types of landfills. Sanitary landfill, which is solid waste are spread out and compacted into a hole, canyon, or mound. They're lined with layers of clay, sand, and plastic to prevent other animals or the wind from spreading the trash. This is probably your most common landfill that you see around your neighborhood. Leachate, another term we need to know, is the liquid waste that must be properly disposed of in order to not contaminate local groundwater. This is when rain mixes in with the trash particles and settles in the bottom of the landfill, and eventually, if not disposed of properly, can leak into the groundwater and contaminate all water in the surrounding area. Therefore, water testing is a very big problem and something that needs to be done around landfills. So your second type of landfill is a secure landfill, and this is designed just for hazardous or the toxic materials. You need thicker plastic and clay liners in this type of landfill, and we generally send this stuff international, the waste, because we don't have to dispose of it then. So incineration is when you burn the trash. Waste-to-energy is heat produced by burning waste and turned into energy. So in most incineration plants, the heat that is comes about from burning the waste is used and turned into energy. There's two types of incinerators: mass burn incinerators, which is all solid mass is burned and turned into steam energy. Then there's refuse-derived incinerator, which is non-combustible items are removed and recycled, and the combustible waste is turned into fuel pellets. So this is just when we separate the recyclable material from the non-recyclable. So let's talk about recycling and composting. Recycling is a process by which the materials and consumer goods are returned to the production facility and remade into new products. There's two types of recycling. Post-consumer recycling involves products that consumers rather than industry or producers have recycled. So this is your everyday recycling at your house. Pre-consumer recycling involves recycling the materials at the production facility. So we're talking about the industries. Composting is the biological decomposition of organic materials under aerobic conditions such as yard waste. So next let's talk about environmental problems that come about from open dumping. You have the smog, which comes out from the incinerators. You have sound and odor pollution by the landfills. You have atmospheric pollutants released from the incinerators. You have habitat damage from building these landfills that take up massive amount of space. You have hazardous transportation of materials, as in the toxic materials being sent international. You have groundwater contamination from leachate. And you have open dumping, which is just a problem to the environment overall. So let's talk about the resolutions. What can we do? We can install scrubbers on these incinerators. We can have electrostatic precipitators. We can line the trash in landfills with clay, plastic, and sand. We can test the water in nearby areas to make sure leachate is not occurring. We can reduce, reuse, and recycle. The best way to better fight against this problem is to simply cut back on the amount of contamination that's occurring. And don't open dump in the environment. This is a very simple resolution. I hope you enjoy.